In Gauteng have left a trail of destruction in their wake. Parts of Soweto, Eldorado Park and Lenasia are submerged, with several roads inaccessible and power lines knocked out. Joburg Housing MMC Mlungisi Mabaso has been on the ground and joins us now for the latest. Thank you so much, MMC, for your time this morning. Very good morning to you. Very difficult, I can imagine, for the city of Johannesburg as you have to contend with this severe rainfall, really. But just talk to us a little bit about what have been the latest developments in terms of infrastructure, in terms of roads being damaged and the like, particularly in those areas that I've mentioned.
Thank you very much, and greetings to yourself and the viewers at home. Yes, yesterday we did experience floods again in the city of Johannesburg, and we have seen the damage on infrastructure, and we have seen the effect it had, on human settlements, especially in the informal settlements and in the formalized areas, because like in areas like Protea, the streets were flooded. In the informal settlements, there were floods. At Nansfield Hostel, again, we also experienced floods, but fortunately, the teams from both from disaster management and the department and entities, they were on the ground to assist the affected communities. The Department of Human Settlement was also on the ground, where we were able to work with disaster management to assist all the affected residents. And I know, because we were in communication with the MMC for Public Safety and the MMC for Transport, they were also on the ground trying to assist all the affected communities.
Yeah, on this particular issue here, it certainly does put a lot of pressure now to deal effectively with the housing backlog that we're facing. We cannot expect informal settlements to be a norm in the South African context. Yes, we accept the fact that they are there, but that cannot be the best that we can give the residents of the city, I'm sure. Surely now, it more than anything else, it gives us more reason and gives you more reason to be really intentional about how to remedy this issue of this housing backlog crisis that we face.
Well, I concur with the sentiment that you have just expressed now. And fortunately enough for us, there are long-term plans, in fact, that we had also introduced, especially in these areas that were affected by floods. In Cape Town, the plan to relocate or move those that are situated on the flight line has been there for quite some time, and the reblocking had started a few months ago, and we had instructed the contractor to be on site over this weekend so that they are able to pack the stands for those affected families and relocate them into their permanent stands, because the contractor has been on the ground for quite some time, and there's been a lot of work that has been undertaking. At Protea South, the plan has always been there. There was a site which was identified called Rotikport Farm in Region G. The consultants were appointed long time ago. They are working on installing services into that particular portion of land, where we will be relocating all those that are situated on the flight line again at Protea South. With Nansfield Hostel, we've concluded the audit, because we need to determine the number of households that are residing in that wetland, and the process has started again. The procurement process has started in the department, where we will be relocating permanently those that are situated on the flight line. So the plan is there, to evacuate everyone that, resides on the flight line, especially those that are along Klipspruit River, because it seems to be problematic for us, because every time when it's raining and when we experience heavy rains, we then experience floods, along Klipspruit River, and we want to attend to all of our communities that are residing along the Klipspruit River, because it's a serious problem and it poses a serious danger for our residents.
Never mind Klipspruit River, you're absolutely right in that. What about Alexandra? People are living alongside the ENCA River. Right, and unfortunately the plans to actually have some kind of renewal program for Alexandra Township has not materialized. I think if you travel along London Road, it gives you a clear picture of just how dire the situation is. The road in itself is falling apart. There is no longer any tar on the road. Never mind those houses, or not houses, shacks that are situated along the riverbank. eNCA River goes up until very dangerous levels, and yet people are still living there because they've got nowhere else to go. You know, people are living almost on the road because they've got nowhere else to go. Surely something needs to be done about that. You know, Alexandra Township is almost a ticking time bomb if the city does not do something to help people get dignified housing.
Well, you will remember with Alexandra that there was a ministerial task team that was appointed by the president. But over and above that, there are engagements within Department of Human Settlement. There is a meeting that is going to sit. We agreed with the minister in the Minmec that the city of Johannesburg, together with the provincial government and office, will need to sit down to engage on a permanent solution on human settlements in Alexandra. But there were temporary residentially units that are under construction for us to relocate. Especially those that are residing along the river banks and the flatlines in Alexandra. So the allocation will happen very soon.
How soon, MMC, just on that? How soon is very soon?
They are at a practical completion now. So the allocations unit is verifying the list of beneficiaries, because you will know that with our allocations in government, there are criteria that are guiding us in terms of who is eligible to benefit. But we are at a practical completion, and they are identifying beneficiaries as we speak. So once they've concluded with that, then the allocation will take place.
Yeah, it's definitely a conversation that we're going to have on an ongoing basis, simply because, you know, people cannot be living in squalor and then we expect them not to do something about it. And then when we experience rainfall, obviously these are the ramifications of it. A lot of people will be displaced if we do not actually get a hold of the housing crisis in this particular city of Johannesburg. But we'll leave it there for now. MMC for Housing in the city of Johannesburg, Mlungisi Mabaso. Well, still ahead.